Okay, I'm gonna start this run. I'm gonna start with a few warm-ups. Stretching. Twists. All right. So I'm back. I'm back, guys. I'm back on these walks after work, doing these inspirational, refreshing walks. I'm late to posting. I'm late to giving you guys an update, but I'm back. It's been a long while. I know I broke my commitment. I broke my promise. Not necessarily promise, just a goal. Broke my goal to post weekly. Remember on the last video I said my goal was to be able to post regularly, weekly, if possible, which I'm still making it my goal. It's just that I fell behind, and I'll tell you why. There's a couple of reasons. One is, like I had mentioned a little bit in the last video, which I'd like to touch more on today, having a full-time job as you're building your business is quite difficult. It's very difficult, actually. It's very challenging. So that's one of the things that happened, and I'll go into a little bit more detail why this month was different. Second reason is that my Kickstarter page got a little bit delayed. Well, at least the setup. There's two things that happens that's part of the process when you're about to launch a new project, a new campaign. You get asked if you want to activate, before you actually launch the page, if you want to activate a teaser page. There's another word for it. It's like an early announcement page, and you can activate it as you're building the website, your campaign page. You can activate it so that you can have access to like one or two pages, kind of like a home page, like a teaser page. You can activate it, make it public. It doesn't give you doesn't show all the campaign details, but it tells people that it's coming. You can put up a hero shot, basic description. It's pretty much just an announcement and a pre-launch page. That's the exact title or the name for it. It's a pre-launch page. You can let people know so that you can get a specific link. You can share it with your community. You can have people access it, sign up, and pretty much just follow or get notified when you go live and the campaign is active in its full entirety, in its full page, its full campaign. So that page, pre-launch page, I realized it wasn't a quick setup as I had originally thought. I thought it would be a quick sign up or creation of the campaign page for me, of the project page, with basic details, with images, and then I could activate it, share it with anyone I wanted to. It's a little bit more of a lengthy process, which I'm not too excited about. Anyways, to explain in simple terms, it's requiring a lot more time to set it up. I thought because it was just going to be a teaser page, I would have access to it early on, and I would be able to start sharing it. Okay, check this out. We're here by the waterfall. I'm gonna tie my shoes, and then we'll keep going. Okay, we're gonna take a quick little break here because this is one of my favorite spots on the walk, on this trail here, and you get to see the waterfall that's behind me. Let's go in there and take a look. Oh, it's very cool. One of my best spots up there. Really refreshing area. If it was hotter, if I was already running, I'd be cooling down right in here. Well, like I was saying, it's actually a good spot to tie my shoe too. But the second reason why creating the video took longer is because setting the pre-launch campaign page, that normally should be a quick process. So when I read the description, it pretty much had said that if you already had experience with the crowdfunding platform, meaning if you had already launched a project in the past, a product, you could skip and accelerate the full campaign page setup. You could skip right into creating your project, submitting it, getting approval, and then getting your pre-launch page activated. Well, that wasn't the case. For some reason, for me, it's not letting me do that. It's having me go through the full process of creating a campaign page with all the segments on building a team, building a story, product details, tier description, pricing, international offering as well. Everything, risk, rewards, all of that, everything required for a general campaign page, it's having me set that up as if it was my first time, and I don't know why. I don't know why it's not letting me just go straight to creating my pre-launch page so I can start sharing with you guys. It's having me go through everything. So it's taken a little longer than I had planned, meaning it's more time consuming. When I wanted to create videos, this one specifically, I was spending time creating the thumbnails, the descriptions, pretty much the full campaign page, which is okay. And there's some sections where I had to really spend some time making some decisions, so I couldn't just skip it or accelerate it. One thing I realized early on, which is not a big deal because I already have the name, is you have to select your final project name or product name, because once you enter that into the platform or into the system, it generates the unique URL for your project so you can share it with others. And I understand that once that's created, you can't go back and make any name changes. It breaks the links. Once you've shared it, then all those links are broken. People can't find your page. I understand all that. For me, it's not a big issue. The name is set, it's final, I know what it is. It was mostly just having to go through all the sections that it was more time consuming, and I thought I was going to be able to skip all that, having this be my second campaign, but I don't know what it is, and I didn't have time to kind of call and check and ask for approval, all of that stuff. Probably wouldn't even have made a difference. I don't know if it's just too much time that went by, because I did launch end of 2019, beginning of 2020, so it's a good 4 years now. I don't know if that made a difference, if it caused any changes in the platform, if it just I don't know if it was registering my name or my company's name as a new project or a new, new creator. I don't know, so I couldn't really skip that. So that was one of the things, but the biggest, most challenging reason is that having a job, full-time job, 9 to 5, while you're building a business is extremely hard and difficult. One of the topics I wanted to touch upon on the last video on why it's hard for creators, business owners, creatives to launch quickly is because of having a full-time job. So if you can't escape the 9 to 5 yet, if you can't generate income through your business, it's hard to do two things at once, to be able to have your job, to run the lights, pay all your bills, all expenses, all your responsibilities, and then also have extra money to then invest in your business to create a product, go into manufacturing, go into testing, operate the business before you start generating money. That was has been one of the biggest challenges for the last 8+ years for me. And this last month specifically, there was more that was needed from me at my job. We tend to get a little busier getting closer to summer, but also we've had some internal changes on structure. Not so much because of current politics or the market. It's mostly just we're a small team and we try to operate very efficiently. We have one person who's choosing to retire early, taking her early retirement. So this is a person that I work directly, regularly, daily. I support. I was asked to then kind of take on a lot of that role, a lot of that responsibility to step up and support at least till the end of September. And of course, being a good team member and loving the job, I decided that yeah, I could step up, I could support. So it's caused a little interruption in my regular schedule. I've had to step up and do some rapid learning, ramp up, so that I can start taking over some of that responsibilities come July. Yeah, so that took up more of my time on training, but also there was a few events. Now that the weather is getting nicer, days are getting longer, there's more startup events happening around town, outside of town, which we go to and we talk about our services, we talk about our, we network, we meet other entrepreneurs, we meet other organizations to create ecosystem partners. So it required a lot more travel and a lot more setup and a lot more blocking my days so that I can travel to the event, set up a table or do a presentation, do a talk, do a reverse pitch, things like that. Normally a day knocks out at least a full day out of work, or a day and a half or 2 days if we have to travel long distance, stay overnight. So that was more travel this last month. Also, we had the Portland Startup Week 2 weeks ago, or like a week and a half, which caused more, or created in a good way, more startup events throughout the community, more opportunities to go and network, join workshops on robotics. For me, that's a huge interest, but also on the local Portland community, creative projects, network, meet other early stage, later stage entrepreneurs. So there's just a lot more events going on in the community, and it's important to participate, be visible, meet new founders, coach, offer help, make connections. So a lot of that, but let's get going because it's getting a little late, and it's also getting a little chilly. Still want to end today's walk early enough so that I can have dinner at a decent time. Yeah, I'm gonna start heading back, and I realized today's not gonna be much of a run. I got all dressed up to go on a run, but yeah, this is more important. Doing this video is way more important. Getting a chance for us to catch up, super important. So that's one of the challenges. Having a job, being an entrepreneur, for me, it's been like that the last 8 years. At one point I had to freelance, do some footwear design projects while I saved some money, pay the bills, but also started working on prototypes, working on my business. There's a lot that I can recommend. There's a lot that I've learned, mistakes I made, looking back, things that I would do differently, more efficiently. There's also new tools now. The world's completely different now. In some ways it's easier, in other ways it's harder and more expensive, but there is a way where you can make it all work. It's one of the biggest challenges for entrepreneurs as they're starting, for student entrepreneurs or those that are switching jobs intentionally or without a choice, having to give up their current lifestyle, make big career changes, getting laid off, things like that. It's hard to build a family while you're building a business, switch careers, be responsible at home while you're building your business. And some entrepreneurs or serial entrepreneurs, they're building multiple businesses or have multiple projects going on. Freelancing is not easy because it's project-based, so you always have to be working on the current project you're trying to get paid. You have to be securing your next project or working ahead so that income, payment is steady. Companies also take a while to pay. Some are 30-day terms, others 60 or more. So it makes it challenging to create your own personal operations. But there's a lot that I learned and a lot I can recommend. Tips, advice, tricks, things to think about, things to look for. And I want to make a specific video for that because it's important, and I want to be able to structure my thoughts, do a list so that I can share it. And I'm not good at walking while putting all those important thoughts in my head. So I'll do a specific video for that. I think it will really help a lot of you guys.